Listen carefully, brother. Most men spend their lives chasing love, chasing approval, chasing attention. But the truth is, desire isn't built by chasing. It's built by being. You don't make a woman want you by trying to convince her. You make her feel something when she's around you. A peace she can't explain, a confidence she can sense without words. A mystery that quietly pulls her in. Because desire doesn't begin in her mind. It begins in her nervous system, in the silence, in the calm, in the unspoken gravity of a man who knows who he is. When she feels that, she won't even understand why she's drawn to you. Not because you chased her, not because you tried to prove your worth, but because your energy made her curious. In this video, I'll share 7 Stoic lessons. Simple but powerful truths that can make a woman desire you, even if she wasn't interested before. So take a breath, let go of the chase, and let's begin. Lesson 1. Stillness is power. In a world full of noise, the man who can stay still becomes magnetic. When you stop chasing, you stop leaking energy. You stop giving away your power in words, reactions, and nervous movements. Most men talk too much. They fill every silence because silence makes them uncomfortable. They move too fast, trying to prove they belong. They explain too much, hoping to be understood. But a man who is still, who can sit in silence, breathe slowly, and let his presence speak, he creates a tension she feels before he ever says a word. Stillness tells her, "I'm not trying to impress you." It tells her, "I am grounded in who I am." That energy changes everything. It shifts the dynamic from "I need something from you" to "I already have everything within me." And women feel that difference instantly. Stillness isn't emptiness. It's awareness. It's self-control. It's the quiet confidence that whispers, "I know my value, even in silence." When you speak less, your words start to carry more weight. When you move with intention, your presence becomes unforgettable. That's the paradox of attraction. The less you try, the more she feels, because true masculine energy doesn't chase attention. It commands it, effortlessly. Lesson 2. Attention is currency. Spend it wisely. Your attention is your most powerful currency, but most men spend it like loose change. They hand it out too easily, endless texts, constant compliments, instant replies, and then wonder why no one values it. Here's the truth. What you give freely loses value. The more available your attention is, the less impact it carries. When you give all your energy too soon, you remove the mystery. There's nothing left for her to earn, nothing left to chase. But when your focus is selective, when it's earned, not offered, your presence becomes rare. And what's rare always feels valuable. You don't need to ignore her or play games. You just need to give your energy intentionally. Look her in the eyes when it matters. Be fully present in moments that deserve your attention. Then pull back. Let silence and time do the rest. When she realizes your attention isn't guaranteed, she starts craving it. She replays your words. She wonders what you're thinking because your validation isn't cheap. It's sacred. Desire doesn't grow from constant approval. It grows from earned connection. The man who values his focus makes his presence unforgettable, because attention, when given with purpose, feels like a reward, not a routine. Lesson 3. Calm is the new charisma. You don't need loud confidence. You don't need to dominate a room or outshine anyone. Real power doesn't need to announce itself. It's silent, grounded, steady. The calm man walks into a room and people just feel something shift. He doesn't compete for attention. His presence creates it. When a woman tests you, disagrees with you, or pulls away, don't react. Don't argue. Don't chase the moment. Smile. Breathe. Stay grounded. Because when you stay calm while she's emotional, she feels something she doesn't often feel. Trust. That calm energy tells her, "You can't shake me." It tells her, "I'm not moved by storms. I am the anchor." Every time she expects a reaction and gets stillness instead, curiosity sparks. She starts asking herself, why isn't he affected? Why does his silence feel so powerful? That's when attraction begins, not through words, but through energy. Calm men are rare, and rarity breeds fascination. Because when you master calm, you master control of yourself, of the moment, and of how others feel around you. A calm man doesn't chase connection. He creates it, simply by being the peace in a world full of noise. Lesson 4. Don't convince, reflect. Stop trying to prove your worth. You're not a salesman. You're not here to pitch your value. The moment you start convincing, you've already lost power, because real confidence doesn't explain itself, it shows itself. A Stoic man doesn't chase validation, he reflects it. You are a mirror. When you carry peace, purpose, and direction, you reflect back to her what her life could feel like beside you. Not through words, not through promises, through presence. Your energy becomes the message. This is what stability feels like. This is what calm leadership looks like. This is what peace next to strength feels like. And when a woman feels that reflection, she doesn't need to be convinced. She'll sense the contrast between your grounded energy and the noise of the world. Most men try to impress by showing off what they have. Few men impress by showing what they don't need. That's why your calm confidence becomes a mirror she can't look away from. It reflects the version of herself she wants to become, the version that feels safe, seen, and steady. You see, attraction isn't always about chemistry. It's about resonance. When your energy reflects peace, she starts craving the balance she feels in your presence. You don't convince her to feel that. You allow her to. Because a man who knows his worth doesn't persuade. He projects. And that projection turns into a reflection she can't forget. Lesson 5. Desire grows in space. Most men think closeness means constant contact. They fill every silence with messages, every pause with explanations, every quiet moment with noise. But desire doesn't grow in noise. It grows in space. Don't fill every silence. Let the quiet hang for a second longer than comfort allows. Don't rush every reply. Let her feel the pause. Don't show up the moment she calls. Give the moment time to breathe. Because space isn't distance, it's oxygen. And without oxygen, attraction suffocates. When you stop chasing, you stop interrupting the pull that's trying to form. You give her energy room to move toward you. Curiosity needs silence to grow. In that silence, she starts wondering what you're doing, why you're not reaching out, and why your absence suddenly feels louder than other men's presence. That's when desire starts to live, not in constant attention, but in the small ache of wondering. Space lets her imagination do the work. It lets her replay your words, your tone, your calm. It makes her miss the energy she once took for granted. A man who can give space is a man in control of himself. He doesn't panic when things slow down. He trusts the silence. Because he knows every pause builds tension, and every bit of tension feeds attraction. Space doesn't push her away. It pulls her in, slowly, naturally, inevitably. Lesson 6. Lead with purpose, not need. Women don't follow words, they follow direction, they follow energy, they follow certainty. Every man wants to be desired, but few understand this truth. Attraction doesn't begin with charm, it begins with purpose. When you know who you are, what you're building, and where you're going, you create gravity. She can feel it, in your tone, in your stillness, in the way you move through life. A man with purpose doesn't need to chase. His direction pulls everything that's meant for him closer. You see, neediness comes from emptiness. Purpose comes from fullness. When your days are filled with meaning, you stop looking for someone else to complete you. And that's when women notice. Because the man who's guided by mission walks differently. His eyes don't search, they see. His words don't convince, they carry weight. His silence doesn't feel distant. It feels intentional. That kind of man becomes magnetic without effort. He doesn't need to demand respect or attention. He creates it by existing. Purpose gives you edge. It makes you unpredictable, powerful, grounded. It reminds her that you have a world beyond her, and that world is moving, with or without her. And paradoxically, that's when she starts wanting to be part of it. So stop chasing connection and start chasing your calling. Build something that outlives attention. When your life has direction, love follows direction. Because a man led by purpose doesn't wait to be chosen. He becomes the path worth walking toward. Lesson 7. Be the peace she's never known. Most men make women feel excitement, chaos, or pressure. They chase, they demand, they perform, and in doing so, they create noise. But very few men make a woman feel peace. Not the peace that comes from comfort or control, but the peace that comes from presence. The kind that says, "You are safe here. You don't need to perform." When a man carries peace within him, he doesn't have to talk about it. She can feel it. In the way he breathes, in the way he listens, in the way he stays calm when emotions rise. His energy feels different, grounded, stable, warm. And when she feels that peace, peace that doesn't depend on her, peace that exists with or without her, she starts craving it more than attention, more than excitement, more than desire itself. Because every woman has met men who made her heart race. But very few have met men who made her soul rest. That's the paradox of Stoic attraction. The man who doesn't need her becomes the one she can't stop thinking about. He becomes a mirror of what her heart secretly wants. Not chaos, not games, but peace with passion. And the truth is, when you become peace, you no longer chase connection, you create it. Because peace is power. And the man who walks in peace becomes unforgettable. When you stop trying to make her want you, you finally become the man she's always wanted. The chase ends, the noise fades, and what's left is power in its purest form, presence. Stillness creates tension. Calm creates mystery. Purpose creates pull. That's the quiet truth no one teaches you. You don't win desire by force, you attract it through energy. When your mind is at peace, when your heart is steady, when your life has direction, she feels it before you ever say a word. Don't be the noise in her life. Be the silence that steadies it. Don't be the storm that drains her. Be the calm she returns to. Because real attraction isn't about how you look. It's about how you make her feel in your presence. And when a man's energy feels safe, grounded, and certain, it becomes unforgettable. If this message woke something inside you, type "I choose calm" in the comments. Because from today, you're not chasing attention, you're mastering energy. You're not seeking validation, you're radiating purpose. Every breath you take in peace, every moment you choose stillness, makes you harder to forget. Remember, the man who controls his energy controls the connection. And when you master your energy, desire doesn't just follow you, it belongs to you. This isn't about making her chase you. It's about becoming the kind of man who never needs to chase again. Because peace, true, unshakable peace, is the most attractive force in the world.